Namaste. My greetings to all of you, to the faculty, to the students, and the office bearers of the Eco Club. It's indeed a great pleasure that Premier Institute and some fine students that this nation has ever produced are thinking about the planet and the fact that you're all willing to participate. Speakers before me did highlight on a lot of things that you all can do at an individual level, and many of those ideas, basic standard ideas, which you and I can actually start participating in instantly, like ranging from switching off lights to worried about overflowing water from a tank. Now, all of this is something which a common human being should follow as a basic standard responsibility. Students of NIT Jamshedpur, aren't you one of the best set of future engineers or future technology geeks and more of that sort? When that's the case, shouldn't the expectation out of each of you should be so much more? Am I still to be concerned that NIT Jamshedpur students have to be told about switching off lights and to be worried about overflowing water tanks? Or should I look for technology based advanced solutions from each of you where you are able to tell us, common citizens like me who look up to people like you, on how we're going to make this planet a lot more human friendly, green, and more. And for the planet to be human friendly, how every human being can be planet friendly. That's exactly what your Eco Club should be thinking about. Look, a third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade student in a school is also part of an Eco Club. And they are doing activities which ranges from, let's say, waste management, plantation, maintaining those plants, and more. Absolutely brilliant. If you do the same, super, no denying it. But given the fact that you are in one of India's most premier institute and you are actually one of the chosen brains, shouldn't there be a little bit more responsibility on each of you? If I'm not wrong, your campus is somewhere close to one of those industrial parks, the Adityapur. I forgot the name now. It's been almost 5 years since I last came to Jamshedpur. We were there because we were doing a tiny little study program on the Dimna Lake and then the Subarnareka River and more. And we drove past your campus. Just in and around your campus, we observed 7 different small ponds to mid-sized lakes. And water samples from all of these water bodies gave us such startling results that none of those water bodies were fit for drinking, direct drinking. Forget surface water bodies fit enough to be for drinking qualities. This water body was not even capable of supporting life beyond a certain degree, ranging from fish, frogs, snakes, birds, and more. One of the most premier institutes and some of the top industries, and Jamshedpur by itself as a city gives you ambitious values when you think about that place. Why, with such best brains, we are still not able to achieve a sustainable development plan from one of India's most industrial pockets? And if you ask me, this is exactly what the Eco Club of NIT Jamshedpur should focus on. It's a humble request. I'll tell you why. I'm not pointing fingers at you. I'm not trying to find fault with you. You're all such wonderful human beings with pure heart, as students who are passionate about this country, as students who are passionate about your growth, ambition, and more. Shouldn't individuals like you be given greater responsibilities? The responsibilities should not end at standard procedures, but the responsibility should be towards innovation. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see my screen, but I wish to play one video. See, this was the year 2019 when I was introduced to this concept of subsurface reservoir. A subsurface reservoir and its techniques being followed in Western India, Gujarat, Rajasthan, etc. And we went in search of step wells. We went in search of many step wells that were built hundreds and hundreds and years ago, hundreds of years ago. Each of the step well intrinsically designed, artistically established, and knowing the local conditions. Each of this water body was a subsurface reservoir which was catering to animals, which was catering to farmers, which was catering to the population as drinking water source and more. The search for step wells took us to many nooks and corners of India. That is where, somewhere on the Kaveri River basin, we found a swastik step well. Watch this video, then I will tell you as to what my request and expectation from your Eco Club is, and how you and I should actually work together. When this invitation was given to me, and when your team put together so much effort, first of all, I'm truly grateful that you actually didn't invite me to come in person, take a flight or a train and spend on all that fuel to inaugurate an eco club, which by itself is wonderful thinking. We're using technology to actually get together for an event as important as this itself made me really happy. On top of that, you put in so much effort to make that video and more, which just shows if you are ready to put in your efforts, you do it to the fullest. That's what excites me. With a crowd that's as passionate as you, should I not be looking at reviving, restoring water bodies in Jamshedpur? And we're not talking about you, each of you giving your money, each of you donating money. No, we are talking about how each of you can come out with your own thoughts. Your eco club as the seat of operation. And I'm sure I don't even have to name the other educational institutions of Jamshedpur. You know them all. If NIT Jamshedpur is doing it, wouldn't they all want to do something similar to it? My whole idea of being here with you in your eco club today is simple as this, as to how you and I are going to work together over the next 1 year. This 1 year, from your inauguration today to the next academic year, what are we going to do? How many water bodies are we going to actually restore, revive? How many afforestation pockets can we protect? AQI to water body studies and more. And if there's a hackathon between you guys where you come up with technology based solutions ranging from drone to AI, we are using all of it when it comes to studying planet degradation and when we are proposing ideas and innovation for conservation. And if there's a photographer, a filmmaker, an artist in you, how do we use art as a platform and a medium to sensitize the larger public of Jamshedpur related to environment conservation? And how do we actually ensure Jamshedpur probably becomes India's sustainability capital? And it's not possible in 1, 3, 5 years. Your institute is going to be there forever. You as alumni are going to come back as big businessmen who are rich, businessmen or women, 20 years down the line, and you're going to contribute back to your institute. So with such a long association that's in the offing, should we not aim big? That this particular year, when the Eco Club got inaugurated, the agenda was set forth that in the next 20 years, through NIT's Eco Club, Jamshedpur becoming India's sustainability capital. And if you thinking that big, committing to something like this, we're so commitment phobic these days. We're so worried about getting involved in anything. That's exactly where I want you to watch this video. When I went to this step well, I actually felt a little ashamed that I'm wasting my human time on this planet. And if a step well as this was possible so many years ago, without the telecommunication that we enjoy today, without the machinery that we have today, how did they even achieve something like that is still a question in my head. Just allow me, I'll quickly play the video. I hope you're able to listen to the audio also. If you're able to see my screen, please let me know and I'm gonna play this video. Yes? Symbols give a whole new identity to the otherwise common. Symbols unite, they divide. Symbols trend or they get lost in the midst of time. Mankind's nature observation, the eventful recreation of sights in the form of art led to the evolution of symbols. With a deep meaning and sometimes hidden ideas, these symbols act as an emblem to cohere a wide population in the name of religion, politics, or New Age human ideologies. Some revered symbol in one part of the world took a negative connotation elsewhere based on those who made it theirs. In a life that is all about black and white, love and hate,
hot and cold. Here is a water story that symbolizes conservation. EFI's Hydrostan takes you to central Tamil Nadu in India in search of the swastik step well. Denotes well-being and the sun's motion is said to be captured along its axis. That is why the swastik is an auspicious sign of prosperity according to the Hindu, Buddhist and Jain theology. Here at Tiruvallarai, near Tiruchirappalli, the swastik is a firmly fixed sign on the ground as an ancient step well. India is known for her unique water conservation structures. This swastik step well just reiterates that. Creating a water conservation structure in a parched land parcel is a visionary thought, ensuring that it is artistically done and aesthetically pleasing is proof of evolutionary maturity in a civilization. The Tiruvallarai swastik step well was built by the visionary Kamban Arayar, who was the Ajnanapati or the Anati in the Pallava kingdom, an executor of royal orders. This was established during the Pallava rule of Dantivarman, one of the long-standing Pallava monarchs. Kamban Arayar named the step well as Markadagul Kenadu after one of the royal titles enjoyed by the king Dantivarman. A step well is a deep pocket subsurface dugout capable of storing groundwater, especially those fed by aquifers influenced by the underground movement. The unique feature of the Markadagul Kinnadu is that it enjoys a multi-directional entry, a gradual descent and a firm stonework in its periphery that holds the well in place, thereby creating a deep, stable reservoir. One of the oldest man-made structures in the world, the Pundarikakshan temple would mesmerize you as one enters this calm village of Tiruvallarai. Older than the Sri Rangam temple, with work carried on by multiple rulers, this mega structure is by itself a forgotten masterpiece. Where does the swastik step well stand a chance of recognition if this enormous temple is not on that list? Despite being away from the limelight, both the temple complex and the swastik step well are well known in more ways than one. A unique conservation lesson from the past, an inspiring architectural lesson for the future, and a well-established message of perseverance for excellence is what one would take upon visiting this calm little village. This swastik here is a well being lost in time, now ready to arise from the depths to inspire for prosperity.
இங்க வர்றவங்களுக்கு இது ஒரு அதிசயமான கிணறு தான். இங்க இருந்தெல்லாம் ராமேஸ்வரத்துக்கு அன்னைக்கு கூட ஜெர்மன்ல இருந்து கூட ஆள் வந்திருந்தாங்க.
4 பக்கம் படிக்கட்டு இறங்கி ஏறி அது வித்தியாசமா இருக்கா? அதான் வித்தியாசமா இருக்கிறதுனால எல்லாருமே
மனசுல உள்ள கவலைகளை எல்லாமே மறந்துடும். அதை விட்டு வெளியே வரதுக்கு மனசு வராது. ஏன்னா அந்த மாதிரி அவ்வளோ அற்புதமா இருக்கும். உள்ள அந்த மண்ணை கட்டி வச்சு ஒன்று அவ்வளோ அருமையா இருக்கு.
It's always said, right? Necessity is what leads to innovation. Necessity, desperation could have led to any kind of an intervention. But here you have a time-tested marvel where our forefathers, our ancestors, men and women of this land actually braved every situation to leave behind masterpieces such as those. Whether it's the Rani Ki Vav, the Musi Rani Sagar in Alwar, Rajasthan, or the swastik step well from Tamil Nadu, the temple times of Andhra Pradesh, the beautiful bhavlis or the small pond structures of West Bengal, the Himalayan springs, this country has water stories to tell. And I'm telling you one thing, it's a request again, yes. When I look at each of you, I feel so energized. And let me remind you politely, the day you set foot into a professional career, you will discover so much more. You'll be making money, you will be saving, you'll be building a family, and you will have so many responsibilities. You may not have the kind of time that you have with you today. Even if you want to, you may not be able to. That's why I humbly request the first year, second years, or even the fourth years. I don't know how many years you're all on campus. If I'm right, 1 to 4 years. If you have left whatever time, use it to discover Jamshedpur's environment. Go around, be extremely safe. Don't break any rules, don't break any regulations. Go around, look in search for the lakes, the ponds. If I'm not wrong, again, my memory is really bad. It's been 5 years. There is a tributary to the Subarnareka which flows just below your campus. And it takes a beautiful bend above and then goes and joins the Subarnareka. There is a large dam and a lake structure also near your campus, probably in the 15-20 kilometer radius. Look for the water course. Look for the streams, substreams, the different lakes and ponds. I'm already sure that your campus, you guys are doing some kind of a community intervention where you're supporting students in schools. I'm sure it could be a program where you're teaching them English on weekends or you're actually training them for the different exams. If you're doing all that, include environmental education in it. If you don't have such a program through your eco club, I'm requesting you, I will come. I will come with my own resources. Don't worry. Let's go around and shoot a water story about Jamshedpur. And one of you give a good script in Hindi and give a good voiceover for it. And then let's take that documentary to all those schools, engage with those kids, and let's actually get their ideas. Let them be taught about birds of Jamshedpur, snakes of Jamshedpur, frogs, the dragonfly, the butterfly, the neem tree, the Subarnareka herself, the different fish that she supports, the different lakes and ponds that are fed by that river. Let's talk the positives, the environment story of your great town. And when you finish this, right, when you leave campus, you will actually leave with the sense of great satisfaction that in your time at NIT, you empowered yourselves academically. You also ensured that through a club that you were part of, you contributed with your gray matter. That actually is what matters, right? And I'm sure there are multiple ideas in each of you. This is what's come to my head. A hackathon with you guys, with all your other members of your campus and the other institutes of Jamshedpur, drone AI-based systems through which we can actually look at climate combat from a local level for a global problem. Two, how are we going to go to as many schools and colleges in and around the city, in the town, where we're able to inspire and get them to participate with us. And three, I'm sure your alumni, if you just throw open an invite and tell them, look, we need machines, we need diesel, this is the kind of lake that we're going to take up and restore. We're going to increase the storage capacity, we're going to strengthen the embankment, we're going to put nesting islands, we're going to put the fencing around it, and we're going to protect the degrading water body. I'm sure we'll be able to find resources. If you're not able to tell me, I will bring the resources. I'm not overconfident. If I open that cupboard, there's nothing. It's not like money is going to fall out of that cupboard. But when you have a good project, when you reach out to people properly, I'm sure you'll be able to find the necessary support. And now let me remind you this. With money, we can't do anything. With good intention and people who are ready to work on field, they're going to be able to do everything. Take your eco club for instance, right? I'm sure the office bearers, in all the office bearers, I hope you're a different bunch. Wherever I've been in any club and wherever we've had office bearers, 3 people will work and 10 people would be there, right? And then the 3 and the 10 would start negating, fighting with each other. At the end of year, the club would produce an annual report and walk off. Let's not be that. I'm sure you're not that. I'm just saying I was part of such clubs. Let your club be the one of difference where every individual participates, where every individual's efforts matter. Whether you're a member, new joinee, you're the president, vice president, I don't know what all posts you have, whoever you are, let me know how you, through the club, is going to deliver for your town's environment. And it has to be innovative, it has to be sustainable. I will tell you why. When I every time read about India and her environment, there are a bunch of things which fascinate me. The fact that you and I live in a country which is the only habitat for both the lion and the tiger. You go to Indonesia and the right, they'll show you tigers. Go to South Africa and the left, they'll show you lions. Bring them to our great country. We can show them lion and tiger in wilderness. The single-horned rhino, the Asiatic elephant, the leopards of this country, the clouded leopard, snow leopard, the Deccan leopard, and more, the Ganga Airavati river dolphin, the different kinds of birds that our country, ranging from a hornbill, the hawks, to the pied kingfisher, to the pelicans, to the flamingos, and more. Desert ecosystem, glacial ecosystem, evergreen forests blend and merge into finesse, and a vast open ocean in which we have the dugong, which is the sea cow, the dolphins, sharks, whales. Think of one other geopolitical boundary within which there is so much of wilderness and where there is so much of awe-inspiring nature. All of the planet is one and the same, no denying it. But India is special simply because you and I are here, as simple as that. And as Indians, can we not actually participate in conservation? We can still remain that engineer, doctor, aerospace technician, whoever we are. And as a human being, we can still participate. Think on all these lines. Yes, think on all these lines. I'm so truly grateful that you thought of me for this event. And I'm telling you again and again why. Because you are actually a chosen one. There are so many students in this country who would love to be in that seat where you are today, which technically means you are empowered. And I'm sure you're all fans of these big, big superhero movies. And if one superhero movie is to be quoted, what is that dialogue? With great powers come great responsibilities? Or I don't know what that dialogue is. I hope it's something like that. If that's the dialogue, you actually already have the power. You're sitting in this institute, you have access to information, knowledge, network, and more. And by being part of a club such as this, let's do something, is my request. I wish you wholeheartedly the best for the year ahead. And I sincerely hope that being part of the Eco Club gives you so much more purpose, mental satisfaction, peace, joy, and overall sense of purpose. I truly wish you all of what I just said, and I eagerly await. Don't hurriedly, rushed manner tell me, yes, sir, we will join with you, sir. We'll all do this, sir, do that, sir. Go back, think, come back with a proposal which actually doesn't break any college rule regulation, and let me know how you and I should work together. Again, I'll repeat, don't worry, I will come on my own and I will support you completely. And I just don't want to be that one person where you made a video about who came, who spoke, and then probably you clapped half-heartedly, okay, his speech is done, and then I said thank you and I leave. No. Money investment could give you returns. Time investment could only give you experiences. With an experience, we evolve. And for that evolution in us, we need to start exploring. I'm just inviting you to explore Jamshedpur's environment. Thereby, we gain an experience so that you and I evolve overall. That's my humble request to each of you. My best wishes to every single one of you. I'm eagerly awaiting good results from your Eco Club. Thank you. Jai Hind.